Hello and good morning. Happy Monday. It's Anne Murphy here. How are you today? It was a little bit cool last night here in Brisbane, I must say. Not very agreeable to the cold weather, but we've only got about 8 days left to go now until it's officially spring, so I can't wait. Hence the spring filter on this Insta Live today. But how was your weekend? Are you still enjoying your weekend? Ours was pretty relaxing and just potted around the house. But I had a little bit of a thought about something, and I thought, I love telling a story. I'm a bit of a chatterbox, I suppose, and love to tell stories, but also love to hear other people's stories too. I love those rags to riches stories and those stories about entrepreneurs or famous sports stars or famous celebrities having so many knockbacks but still keep getting up and still keep going and wanting to do their thing. And I love all those sort of stories, and I thought, what's my story? Have I got a story like that? And I gave it some thought, and I thought, no, I don't really have a rags to riches story. And I wondered why that was, and I thought, even though the thought about law of attraction and The Secret has been around since the late 1800s, and I don't know whether my grandparents or their parents ever knew about it, but it was something that was instilled in me from a very young age, that you're always taught and you think that you always have enough. And that was instilled in me from my parents at a very young age. They told me to work hard and make sure I had a job. And when I think back to them, like, they weren't very wealthy as in cash, or maybe they were, I didn't know about that kind of thing, but their lifestyle dictated what they wanted to do. They didn't have any ambition of traveling the world. My father was born overseas, and my mother did eventually travel overseas in her later years, but when they were devoted to us kids, and they supported us in all our endeavours. But I think back, like, they always had money for our sporting airfares. We were always in representative teams, so we had plenty of money for airfares and new uniforms and sporting equipment and school books, and money was never any object. They paid their house off when we were quite young, my grandparents as well. And when I think back to my early adult years too, I was a bit of a spendthrift, I suppose, as in wanting to go out with my friends. I had a car from as soon as I turned 17, but I always had enough. I always had enough money, and it kind of made me think, I wonder if that's what we used to know as being frugal, because that's what I do in my business, Domesticity, is I teach people how to be frugal, how to make do. It doesn't mean being a cheapskate, but it means how to find other things that you can recycle and reuse and upcycle, mainly to save the environment and also to save you money. So coming from a abundance perspective, I wonder if that used to be the old frugality mindset, that you always have enough. Like, I only spend $150 per fortnight on my groceries, and it's always enough. I always have this abundant mindset that I'll always have enough money. I'll always have enough for what I need and what I want, and I always do. And it's always been like that all my life. I may have not had the right mindset when it came to relationships. I think the universe had to tell me that, teach me that lesson quite a few times before I actually got it. But I finally got it, and I'm married to my dream man now. But yeah, it took me a few years to learn that lesson. But instead of thinking, what's your rags to riches story? You might be thinking that you're doing it tough. You're not getting enough clients. You're not prospering in all areas of your life. When you flip that switch on your mindset to think, I already have enough. I have a roof over my head. I have clothes on my body. I have food on the table. When you start thinking like that, you always attract more. It's the same I find when I guess, analyze people on social media and see what their doing, and you see hundreds of thousands of people in these Facebook groups where it's buy, buy, buy. They're always buying the next appliance that people some people are like sheep. The next appliance, the next makeup, the next whatever the Instagram influencer is plugging at the time, in a scarcity mindset, like the fear of missing out. So when you're starting to think, I need to have that's going to make my life better, I need to change that, instead of wanting that thing, just be happy and be satisfied, and realize that you do already have it all, you have enough, and see if things change. Because that's what it dawned on me on the weekend. I'm thinking, I've always had this abundant life. I've always just managed. And I think my parents could say that, and my grandparents, and those before them. And we live a very rich and fulfilled life. So there's always room for more. There's plenty of money, enough money to go around for everyone. So I just wanted to pop in and tell you that. I want you to have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you again soon. Bye.